Guys, and welcome back to Pinay Theory. And today, let's talk about 5 books that millennials should read. With so many books out there, equally meaningful, equally inspiring, I've carefully chosen this 5, keeping in view that our focus and attention nowadays are short-budgeted. And also, we live in an image-oriented time. So, hopefully this book will give you a meaningful frame of reference because thinking is everything. So, in my number 1 list, that is The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. This is such a powerful book because he explained it so clearly on how our brain works, the pattern of our brains in creating a habit. And in being aware of that, you can actually re-engineer your day by adding that certain activity or habit that will have a compound effect in your lifetime. So for example, exercise. We all know that our body needs it and also that is good for the brain. And we want to do it. It's just that relying on self-discipline or willpower alone is not enough. It's not effective because it doesn't last. But in this one, since you know the strategy of how your brain works, you can use that and create this activity and in a way that later on you will not, you will just do it automatically. It will be ingrained in your brain. You will not encounter brain resistance, mental strains, and just like brushing your teeth, it's so easy to do. Like you can actually do a lot of things with without this unnecessary or a lot of efforts. Okay? So my number 2 is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Hanson. I love this book. This is such a humorous, fun, engaging, and with plenty of honest and fresh perspective. So he's actually telling us that life is too short and there's just so many things in life to give a fuck about. So meaning, people will always have their opinions of you or their criticisms on what not or what you should do. That's their business, that's their opinion, and you don't have control of that. What you do have control though is your state of mind. So might as well focus on yourself, be curious, and have fun. Because at the end of the day, we don't really have that much time and energy. But if you're that someone who cannot help but give a fuck, then maybe make it something bigger than you, like caring for environment. So what's your plastic consumption? How is your carbon footprints? Because these are actually the kind of things that are fact worthy of. In other words, my friends, choose your facts wisely. Okay? Moving on, my number 3 is So Good They Can't Ignore You. This is also a very interesting book because Newport argue the conventional wisdom of following your passion in order to succeed. And he did that by interviewing a lot of extremely successful people who didn't even have their passion when they were just starting. And after those interviewed, he backed it up with studies and came up with almost scientifically summary on how to fall in love in your work that will eventually be your passion and be successful. And one example is a shift in our thinking from passion mindset to craftsman mindset. In doing that, your thinking is on what you can do or offer to the world instead of the other way around. And by doing that, you should know that you should have this very rare set of valuable skill set in order to leverage in the world out there or cash in. So this is such a good book. I just wish that I have read them 10 years back. Maybe could have been different. But anyway, yeah. Very good book. You should check that out. And my number 4 is the 4 Agreements. This is a super short and sweet book. There are just 4 principles that are applicable in whatever in anywhere in your life, like in your personal relationships, in your family, friends, at work, in your business, in sports. It's actually the kind of books that you wanna read every year to keep yourself grounded. So I love this book. You might wanna check that as well. And the last one is Educated by Tara Westover. It was published last year and immediately made to the top 10 list of New York's bestseller. And this memoir as well is highly recommended by Bill Gates and Barack Obama. And also, I've read a lot of biographies lately, like Steve Jobs, which is also extremely inspiring. Michelle Obama, Richard Branson, Nike story, Starbucks. But this one, Educated, is my top pick. It's just so, when you read this memoir, it will bring you on a journey, a story complete of love, family, passion, acceptance, betrayals, success, and most importantly, in finding and in fighting your own truth. Such a beautiful life story, and even in my opinion, it would be really beneficial if this is to be added in our English literature. Because as important it is to be read by millennials, I think it's even more critical and beneficial to be this one to be read by teenagers. Okay, so that's my top 5 list. But in the below description, I've added up to 10 because there's just so many books out there, guys. And yeah, that's it for this week. Please, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!